All right, video's rolling. Hi, everybody. Wave. All right. Get that down there. And get this over here. Okay. Tom, you hear me okay on there? All right. Here we go.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
This is Senator David Kniezek, thanking you for tuning in to Garden City Community Chat with your host, Carrie Parton.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of GC Community Chat. I'm your host, Carrie, and joining me tonight is Wayne County Commissioner Richard LeBlanc, Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Mike Jones. This show is dedicated to the residents and businesses of Garden City, as well as the surrounding communities. Remember, we're working hard to promote our community and yours. Well, hello, and thanks for tuning in tonight. You are listening to show number 257 for August 6, 2015. This is Garden City's only live podcast where we share news you can use and promote our community and yours. I'm your host, Carrie, and joining me tonight is longtime resident and former city councilman Mike Jones. Mike, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, although I'm a little sore, Carrie, from the last 3 days at Comerica Park.
Yeah, but they took 2 out of 3, so that's good.
Yeah.
Also joining me is Doppler Tom Iwinski. He's in the chat room. He's not on the phone right now, but I do see him in there. So, Tom, welcome. And joining us via phone at about 8:30 or so will be Wayne County Commissioner Richard LeBlanc. So how's it going this week so far? Okay?
Yeah, I was pleased with the election results. I got home from the ballpark last night and tuned in Channel 18 so I could find out what the heck happened. Not that I had any doubts.
Right. We'll go over those numbers, too, a little bit later. But, yeah.
Pretty much what everybody expected, I think.
It was good, yeah. It was good. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
How's your week going so far?
Been a cool week. Been a little busy at work, so I'm a little draggy right now. But
A little draggy?
Yeah. I can identify with that.
just like Mike Jones.
Just like Mike Jones.
Yes. Only you were dragging over at your house. I had to drag myself upstairs to the studio.
It's a good workout, I guess.
Yeah, a good workout.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a good show for you tonight. Our guest will be Garden City Library's new youth librarian, Erin Look. Erin's kind of been making the rounds in the community, introducing herself, and we're lucky enough to have her visit with us tonight. We'll be with her in just a few minutes. Also, at about 10 o'clock this morning, the Wayne County Commission voted to accept the consent agreement option as a way to address the county's financial emergency. Richard's going to be on a little bit later and give us the latest and let us know what happens next. We'll also have the numbers, as I mentioned, for you and comment on Tuesday's local elections, and everything come out real good there. Joy and Holly will be here with their 2-minute gardening tips, and tonight's topic is plants that make their own nitrogen. Ooh. Very interesting. Ooh. You being a scientist or whatever, you should know about that.
Hey, nitrogen's important for plants.
Yeah, very. And then Mike's going to be here with some community events for us, and I'm sure Erin probably has some too. She might even take a few of them off your hands, I would imagine, that we've been announcing lately. So why not sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and hang with us for the next 60 minutes or so. Should be a good one. But first, let's get Tom in here for the latest weather, and then we'll move on to our guest. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Hello, sir.
How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. You know, it's been nice weather. A little dry though. You know, we could really use probably a good night rain.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we did actually have that
please.
good night of rain. Just all last week and last month, we were dealing with all the heat and humidity.
Yeah.
And then we had a very powerful front that moved through Sunday night across the entire state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of bad weather all across the state. And that's what, luckily, by the time all those storms got here Sunday night, we just had a good thunderstorm. We didn't really have any severe weather. We had some gusty winds, and we actually did see over an inch of rain here as well. So we have seen some good rain. You were probably just sleeping. That's why you never really realized that we did get the rain. But behind this front, it definitely cooled down, and the humidity's gone, and we've been dealing with much seasonable temperatures, low 80s, not too much humidity, and that's going to continue at least throughout the foreseeable future. As we get into the rest of tonight, we'll see some clouds from time to time. We're not going to see a whole lot of stars out there, a lot of high clouds, and those temperatures will, again, bottom out into the upper 50s, so another cool morning out there. But then it will warm up very quickly as we get into Friday. That dry air warms up and cools very quickly at this time of year. And we're going to see, again, low 80s out there, but nothing real hot out there. And that will continue into the weekend as well. It's going to be a very dry weekend and a very sunny weekend with some afternoon and evening clouds that will build up. So if you have any outdoor plans all weekend, temperatures will be in the low 80s and it will be dry. So enjoy that. And then as we get into next week, I don't really see a whole lot of rain chances to be seen in the forecast. Monday is the only day of the week I see rain, and even that is not very good. There's probably just going to be some on and off rain during the afternoon, and then as we get into Tuesday and onward, it's going to dry out again, and that sun will come out, and those temperatures again will be in the low 80s and upper 70s. So a very quiet pattern we're getting into, but that's good because Sunday we dealt with a very busy day across the state of Michigan, and the worst of it was across northern Michigan. There was a lot of storms that started off very early in the morning hours across northern Michigan, and they got hit rounds after rounds after rounds throughout the day, and a lot of people lost power all across the state of Michigan. We were one of the hardest hit states on Sunday with power outages. There was over 200,000 across the entire state that was out of power.
Yeah.
And then that front dragged southward, and it kind of congealed into a very powerful line of storms, and that moved into our area, like I said, with a lot of rain and a lot of lightning, but luckily no severe weather for us. And overall, it's been very stormy across much of the United States. Terry, there was a lot of outdoor festivals across much of the northern United States that were hit by all of these.
I saw that.
And a lot of people were actually hurt, and some even unfortunately died from these storms, because you really need to pay attention, and there needs to be someone there that is trained and professionals that need to be in charge of those sorts of liaisons, and there really wasn't. That's why those people were actually hurt. They weren't really evacuated from those tents, and those storms hit, and those storms collapsed, and they got they got trapped, basically. So in New Hampshire, it was very, very, very confusing, because I heard that they obviously the Weather Service issues those warnings, but it's the way that those warnings get out. Obviously, they said that the show started and those warnings were issued, so a lot of people were confused as to why that show even started when the storms were coming. So a lot of strange things to talk about there. And those storms along that very powerful front that affected us went all the way on into the East Coast. And like I said, those storms were affecting a lot of people. And as we head into Florida, especially Tampa, that has been a very big topic. A lot of rain across the Sunshine State. Mm-hmm. And that has been so bad down there, a lot of flooding, and that's been the biggest story. And where they need the rain in California, they're still not getting it, Kerry. Those wildfires are very, very strong there.
It's really bad.
And they're even affecting other states as well. It's just California has been getting the most attention out of it. But there's hundreds and hundreds of wildfires all across the western United States. So it's been very busy across the western United States. They need anything they can get, and they're probably not going to get it anytime soon. So that's a broken record, I sound like. And as we look into our last story of the night, it's a very powerful typhoon moving across the western Pacific, and it's going straight for Taiwan. And luckily, it's not going to be as strong as they thought. It's now weakening as it's affecting some of the cooler waters and some shear. But nevertheless, it's going to be a very powerful storm with winds over 100 miles per hour that's going to hit Taiwan. So look out in Taiwan if you're going anywhere into that region. But other than that, Kerry, if you want to keep tuned to our local cooler, more modest weather, just go to my website, DopplerTownsWeather.com.
Yeah, well, I like the cool weather. And you know what?
I think your wallet does too, doesn't it?
Yeah. We're very fortunate here, though, in Michigan, though. I'll tell you that, compared to a lot of states.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want California's weather issues.
Never, never. Yeah, California's just drying up, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible. All right, if you'd like to be a part of the conversation here tonight, all you have to do is call 724-444-7444 and enter the call ID 82757 followed by the pound sign. Or you can join us in our chat room by going to TalkShoe.com, search for show ID 82757. That takes you right to our main show page where you click on the large join in button, a window pops up, sign in as a guest, and that's all there is to it. Once you're in the chat room, you can type your questions and comments at the bottom of the page, and you'll find our phone number and show ID there as well. And you can text your questions to us at 734-788-9319. And if you can't join us live here tonight, we have you covered for that too. All our shows are recorded, so you can catch us later at your convenience, which a lot of our listeners do on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat, where we'll be posting the audio from tonight's show when it's made available, usually about 30 minutes or so after we sign off, or just go to our main show page at TalkShoe.com, search for show ID 82757, and you'll find all 257 shows over there. We're also in iTunes. Just search for GC Community Chat. And if all that wasn't enough, Mike, what else we got going on? We have a live, unedited video of tonight's show. So you can put a face with the voice, and that will be available sometime tomorrow on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Community Chat Show. Please look for that. And while you're there, why not subscribe to our channel? That way you'll be notified when we post future shows. I just want to mention that if you would like to be a guest on our show, it's very easy. We still have plenty of dates available. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization and you'd like to come on and share your information with us and the surrounding communities, then just send us an email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We'll shoot you some available dates, and that's all there is to it. So contact us today. Please mark your calendars for next week, August 13th. We will have a return visit with Vietnam veteran Richard Waldecker. You may remember him. He was here back in April and shared with us some eye-opening information about Agent Orange and how it is still affecting generations of families today. He'll be back to give us an update since his last visit. And as I recall, that was one of our highest-rated downloaded shows when he visited us last time. So should be a good one. Hope you can join us. Okay, let's get to it. Joining us tonight for her very first visit is the new youth librarian from Garden City, Erin Look. Hi, Erin. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, first, welcome to Garden City.
Thank you.
And where are you from, actually, originally?
So I'm originally from Wisconsin, a little town about 45 minutes south of Green Bay.
Okay. So, as we were talking earlier, you're a cheesehead.
Yes, yeah, cheesehead and a Badger fan.
Through and through.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to find some other common ground with everybody here.
So why don't you give our listeners a little background on yourself? Go ahead and fill us in on that.
Yeah, so I've lived in Wisconsin my whole life. I went to college at UW-Madison for my undergraduate and graduate degree in library science. Wow. Worked around Madison, was around that area, and then decided I wanted something a little different. So I started looking out here and found this position. And, like I said in my interview in the paper, this just really reminded me of my hometown area. I really liked it, and I liked the community.
Yeah, Garden City's real homey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a real family community, and
Very.
I really like that. So I came out here.
Awesome.
Yeah. This is where I am
And
now.
you're from Ann Arbor originally? Oh, no, Wisconsin, but you're living in Ann Arbor right now.
Yes.
Hopefully you can come a little closer, maybe even get in Garden City.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
I know it's always tough, I would imagine, to come up with some fresh ideas for our youth. How do you come up with these ideas and keep it fresh for them?
Well, a big part of it is, relying on the network of other librarians. It's really great. A lot of librarians have a really great relationship, and being fresh, well, not fresh out of school, but pretty close to being in school, I have a good network set up.
That's good.
But also just kind of, being with the kids and seeing what they're interested in.
Yeah, that's the thing, holding their interests. I mean, what do you come up with,
Exactly.
And you have that network, which is probably really a big help. So would that include like Wesleyan and the surrounding communities, or all over, or what?
I'm hoping hoping to get to know some of the librarians around here a little bit more. Right now, my network is mainly back in Wisconsin, but
Yeah, and you've only been here, what, a week, you said?
I've been here a
So,
week.
yeah, we got to
so-
give it some time.
Yeah, give it a little time, but I am
You're still
hoping
learning the ropes.
that we'll be able to make the connection because the cities are so close together that it would be great to
Right.
try
Yeah.
and come together and do some programs.
Exactly. Yeah, we're pretty close to all the other communities, Livonia, Westland, Dearborn Heights, Inkster. I don't know. What else, Mike?
That would take care of the surrounding districts from my house. I know that.
Right, exactly.
My house is like Custer and the Indians.
Yeah.
You go north, you're in Westland. You go west, you're in Westland. You go south, you're in Westland. If you go far enough east, you're in Dearborn Heights.
Yeah.
So you said you had a degree in what now?
Library science.
Library science. I have
Okay.
my master's in library science. Yep.
Wow, you're so young. I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So what events do you have planned? Do you have anything? I know it's only been a week, but I know there are some things going on at the library.
Yeah.
We've been announcing them.
Yeah, so coming up in August, we have a movie night this next Thursday.
Okay.
Then we have a family game night the Thursday after that, August 20th, which I'm excited. That'll be my first program that I'm really running, so I would love to see a lot of families come out.
Oh, okay.
Get to
So
meet
the
them.
movie night, that's at what time, and is that inside or outside?
The movie night is inside, and it is at 5:30. So
5:30?
5:30 to 7.
In the community room there, probably? or-
Actually back in kind of
In the library?
Yeah,
Oh,
in the
okay.
library. Yep. And we
Okay.
have snacks. We have popcorn and marshmallows and all sorts of fun stuff.
I saw, was it today? I saw all the pictures. Was it the last summer reading program
Yeah.
today? You had a great turnout.
That was last night, actually. We
Wow.
had a drum circle, and it was so fun.
Yeah, drumsicle, yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. She did a really great job, and it was so fun to see everyone come out.
Were you involved in that too? Or?
drumming away? Well, the previous
that
youth
before?
librarian scheduled that program, but
Okay.
I was, there helping hand out prizes and doing the program along with everybody. So
Yeah.
that
So
was really great.
what's the movie that's on tap for next week?
Yeah, do we know?
Next week is The Goonies.
Oh, okay, The Goonies.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
I know, it's a good one. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that is. That's a classic. They'll like it.
Yeah. And then, so the last program that we have in August is we're doing a Dance Express is doing a program
Oh,
for
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Because of a
I
grant
think we
got.
have that here.
Oh, it looks like you got the flyer right
Yeah.
there.
That's one less I got to talk about.
There you go.
So that was a grant that you got, or
Yeah, that was a grant that the library applied for to add some dance books to the collection. 'Cause,
Okay.
I mean, it's so great that we're in the community center because we're so close to so much that's going on in the community.
do you think that you'll be involved in any grant writing, or who does the grant writing over there?
Yeah.
Do you know? Is it
Yeah,
James,
I think me and James will probably be doing some grant writing
Awesome.
in the future.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's tough to do, grant writing. You really gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tricky.
yeah.
But the money is out there. It
Definitely.
really is.
You just have to
You
have
got
the
one
ideas.
of the best grant writers in the area just down
Yeah.
the hall from you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Yeah, she's good, and we have a good one over at the fire station too, one or two. So yeah, it's very important to have good grant writers. That's for sure. So okay, school's going to be coming back. What do you do? What do you do then? I mean,
So
when school's in session.
once school is in session, I'll have story times going on during the day. So for the younger kids that
Okay.
aren't in school yet.
Okay.
But then I will be shifting the focus to, night programs. So actually the first week of school, we're going to have a back to school craft night. Come
Okay.
with the family and do some crafts, maybe notebooks, school supplies, that kind of stuff.
Now, basically, you work with what ages? Age group?
0 to 18 is technically what I
Oh, okay.
programming
18.
for, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know it was that
the
old.
teens. Yep.
The teens.
Yep.
The
Once you,
fabulous teens.
once you turn into adult, that's Dan's territory. But
Yeah,
not
right.
until you're 18. So.
Yeah. Well,
My youngest grandson is now 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big one.
What a delightful age.
Yes.
It's so nice to know everything.
Yeah.
Right. So what else did you want to cover? Anything while you were here?
Yeah, I just talking a little bit about what I'm thinking for September.
Okay.
I'm going to try, like I said, do some night programs. I would love to meet all of the families here in Garden City. So anyone come into the library, ask for me. My name is Erin, and I will totally come out and say hi. I would love to meet everybody. And The big thing that I would love to get started again is a Lego club, because that was very popular last year, but we don't have many Legos. So if you're listening and you want to get some Legos off your
some
hands,
donations.
come bring them to me, because I would love to have them and do our Lego club.
Okay, Lego Club. Now, that was just basically meeting and building things?
Yeah, yep,
Pretty cool.
yeah. Snacks.
Kids love Legos.
Exactly.
I mean, they are really popular. Yeah, so. All right, well, we'll do that. If we'll put a shout-out out there every week. Any Legos, go see Erin. Take them to Erin.
Exactly.
You're cleaning out your garages or whatever.
Yep. Tired of stepping on them? Bring them right over to me.
Right, exactly.
Well, a lot of people probably got them around the house because
I'm sure.
and their kids have outgrown them, so that
Yeah.
you know.
And it doesn't even have to be a complete set. I mean,
No,
you just
just
mix and
anything.
match them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So we got the movie night coming, and kids go back to school. We're going to have story time during the day, and then at night you want to try and do the Lego.
Yep. Thursday nights we're going to do a lot of our programs for families and kids. So if you're looking for something to do on a Thursday night, the library is a good place to check.
And are you always looking for volunteers to help out? I mean, parents can
Yeah.
get involved too.
Oh, definitely. Volunteers are always great to have too.
And how would they contact you?
Well, probably the easiest way right now would be to email me.
Okay.
My email is look, Look, at gardencitylib.org.
Okay, it's LIB. for
Yep,
library.
LIB. So,
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So is that it? I don't want to cut you short or anything.
no, I think that's all
What
I
else
have
you wanna
right
talk
now. Well,
Mike, you got any questions?
No, we got a chance to meet her at the Kiwanis meeting.
Right,
and-
yeah, right.
And I'm
A lot of
sure
fun.
we made an impression on her at that.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get fined, did you?
No, she didn't. But
No, I didn't.
but I got fined 10 times.
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't been there in a while, probably too. So.
I used up my allotment of 10 dimes that I usually bring with me. You know.
Yeah, right.
They were all gone. I had to replace them.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm going to have to bring some dimes to the next meeting. I was not prepared.
Well, that's basically for members.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
we don't usually find
The guests, yeah.
However, you're certainly welcome to
Make a
join.
donation and join.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good way to get involved in a lot of stuff going on in the community.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They also have the Rotary that meets the
Yeah,
same day. And
she got introduced, I think, to the Rotary before she came into the.
okay.
I
Yeah.
think
You met
James
those-
introduced her to that group, and
Good.
then brought her over to the Kiwanis meeting because he was acting president that day. Because
Oh,
Monica's on her vacation
Oh, yeah.
at the Grand Canyon for 3 weeks.
okay.
So it'd
Fancy
be interesting to see what disaster happens. Typically, every time she goes on vacation, there's some major thing that goes wrong that they have to deal with.
Right. So the library, are they always looking for books too? Still over there?
Yeah, the Friends of the Library, we've
Friends of the library.
got the book sale, so you can definitely drop off donations.
So are you just basically the youth librarian, or are you involved in all aspects of the library?
Well,
much.
right now I'm basically the youth librarian,
But you'll probably learn other
But
stuff
I
too.
probably will learn. I mean, you'll see me out at the desk and out at the circulation and reference desk, walking around the children's area. But at this point, I'm focusing on buying some new stuff for the library and putting together some programs.
So any donations, get them over there.
Yeah, we usually donate our audiobooks after we've listened to them.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, that's
periodically, every 2 or 3 months, I bring over a box of audiobooks, and they can either put them on the shelves or use them for their book sale.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
hopefully sometime down the line too, in the near future, maybe a new library. Never know.
Yeah, that we're trying to raise money for that. So
Yeah.
if you also have any extra cash laying around,
Right, exactly.
we could
Right.
use that as
We
well.
need a sugar daddy in Garden City is what we need. But so I guess that's about all I have. I really don't have anything else. I just want to welcome you, and once you're here for a little while, come on back. You're always welcome to come back and join us.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
love to come back.
Yeah, update us on what your new programs that you'll have going by that time.
Right.
Definitely. And you can always check the website too.
Right.
For updates on the programs, I'll get the fall programs up there pretty soon.
And anything that you want out there, we're happy to help too. So just
Definitely.
email me. You have my email,
yeah.
and Michael mounts it. He'll announce it, and
Yeah, that would be great. I definitely think I'll try and come back, especially before summer. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
can talk about
absolutely.
all the fun stuff we'll have going on there.
sure, yeah, anytime. You're welcome to come back anytime, and I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
enjoyed having you,
It was fun, yeah.
and I know you have to go. You got a little ride ahead of you.
Yeah.
So You
Yep.
take care, and it was great talking to you.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you,
All
too.
right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Take care, Erin. All right. At this time, I think I am going to get Holly and Joy in here, and then we'll see if we can get Richard in. Not yet. I am actually going to text him right now and tell him to call, and we'll get that done. This is live radio as it happens. Well, she's very good, very nice young lady. She's so young, I can't believe she's got all that college.
Yeah, well, not only out of college, she's got a master's degree.
A master's, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
That's very impressive.
You got to be like 23 or 24 just to get through that.
All right, well, let's bring Joy and Holly in here. We'll get our gardening session in.
This is Gardening in 2 Minutes. When it comes to adding adequate nitrogen to the soil of your garden, it's easier than you may think. Nitrogen is one of the key elements of growing. You have nitrogen, potassium, and phosphates. With peas, beans, and clover, this is a natural process that Mother Nature takes care of themselves on its own.
This is done to add the nitrogen to the soil, and if you pull up the roots of any of these bean type plants, the nitrogen creating plants, you will see these little rhizomes on the roots if you rinse them off or get the dirt off of them.
They're just little bumps. Now, each one of these little bumps, there's a symbiotic relationship with the plants that can take the nitrogen that is naturally in the air and convert it to a method of where the plants can take it up and use it for proper plant growth. By allowing the roots to stay in the soil, you can just trim the top portions off. As those roots break down, they will release a little bit of nitrogen in the soil where they're currently at. Not tons, not like you would add a 1200 fertilizer to the garden bed, but it's a natural process of decay and breakdown of the roots that will release nitrogen back into the soil to help bring the soil back to a level that plants will be able to grow properly on. For more information about beans, peas, clover, and other legumes that produce their own nitrogen, our weekly video productions, as well as our free downloadable digital quarterly magazines, you can find all that information at
The WisconsinVegetableGardener.com.
For the health conscious organic gardener worldwide. For Gardening in 2 Minutes, I'm Joy Baird.
And I'm Holly Baird.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. We'll talk to you next week. All right. I see Richard is on the phone. How you doing, Richard?
Good. How's everyone there?
We're great. Super. Can't complain.
Cool.
All right. So, pretty important vote today, and it went the way that you thought, eh?
Yes and yes. And I'll tell you that it also went in record time. Now, there are people who made the statement earlier this week and previously, of course, that this was going to be one of the most important votes ever cast by the Wayne County Commission.
Wow.
And leading up to it, there was a lot of discussion, a lot of commentary, a lot of conversation between people, and I'm sure there was a lot of horse trading and negotiation.
Yeah.
And when the meeting began today, just a little bit late, the expectation was that it was going to take a few hours, so we didn't schedule our next committee meeting until 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And the entire meeting, less than 31 minutes.
Wow. Really?
And the subject involving the fiscal crisis and the method by which we would choose to try to fix it, not a single person offered a comment, and neither before nor after, and not a single person in the audience chose to make a comment on it before or after either.
Wow.
I was stunned.
That is unusual.
Was it a unanimous vote?
No.
It was not. So the vote to select a consent agreement was 12 yes, 2 no, and 1 abstention. But going into it, a lot of people, myself included, thought that it would pass by the slimmest of margins. So I'm pretty impressed, actually.
Yeah, that was pretty overwhelming.
I believe a lot of people really studied the issue, and I still agree with what the others have said, that it was probably amongst the most important votes we'll ever take, because literally the future of the county is at stake. And so,
and going that fast, I would say the majority of them already had their mind made up too, wouldn't you think?
Well, if they did, they certainly didn't let on to it before the meeting.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure. I mean, I had one person tell me that, just one, that they were able to come to their personal conclusion, and I didn't ask what it was.
Mm-hmm.
They told me this just before the meeting started, and they said that it occurred about a half hour earlier.
Wow.
And
wow.
So,
yeah,
you know, we had a lot of people that chose to write, to call, to offer comment before the meeting, that wanted the neutral evaluation selection, but I'm still convinced right now that would not have been good.
So
it would have stalled the process.
So Richard, can you just briefly explain what a consent agenda is, what it means for those that might not know?
Yeah. So again, the 4 choices that we were left with has amongst them the consent agreement. And a consent agreement is a contract. And it's a contract between the municipality, the school district, the county in this case, you know, the entity, and the state of Michigan. And this contract has within it certain prescribed elements that I'll call them benchmarks. You have to achieve them within certain time frames or at certain levels. And, for example, one of ours will be, although we haven't seen the agreement yet, one of them will be to eliminate the structural deficit of Wayne County so that we're not spending more than we take in.
Right.
That will be one of the requirements. Another one may be to eliminate the accumulated deficit.
Uh-huh.
And at this point, as I've talked about on the show, eliminating the accumulated deficit will actually be quite easy now, because over the past 2 years, we've paid it down from $220 million down to less than 10.
Right.
So, you know, there's been a lot of effort there.
Mm-hmm.
But the consent agreement, one of the things I did want to mention, a number of people asked me today what the consent agreement includes. But the way that the law requires this to happen is you first make your selection.
Mm-hmm.
And if you select consent agreement, it is after that selection that a consent agreement is presented to the state of Michigan.
Okay.
So while we have an idea of many of the things that are in it, because we were able to work with the administrative staff to get something underway before we took the vote, that doesn't always happen.
Uh-huh.
So our expectation is that we're going to receive it probably next week. It may come tomorrow, but I would suspect it's probably going to come Monday or Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
It will be something that the state of Michigan agrees to. It'll come from the executive, and the commission will have the balance of 30 days between today. We have 30 days from today to either adopt the consent agreement as it is or not. We cannot amend it. We cannot say, well, we like this part, but we don't like that part. We say yes or we say no. If we say yes, then in 30 days from that date, there are certain powers that are granted and certain things happen.
So what if you say no, then they go back to the drawing board? Okay.
No. So what the law says is that if the legislative body does not adopt a consent agreement, since they selected consent agreement, then the state treasurer will decide that that Wayne County will now be in a neutral evaluator process.
Oh, okay.
And
Jesus, confusing.
And then if that fails, then the state treasurer can say you will either have an emergency manager or you'll be in bankruptcy.
Oh boy.
So, there's a lot to get done, and I have to say I'm optimistic. I am.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind that if you are an employee of Wayne County, you're probably not as optimistic because there's going to be negotiation that'll either occur with you or to you.
Yeah, concessions.
And, that's not real exciting. It really isn't.
Yeah. And you said right along it's always been on the backs of the taxpayers, too. They've been getting screwed, so.
Yeah, well,
big time.
When the state decided that it would receive the letter from the executive and make a declaration that, we're in a financial crisis, we don't have the same options we had before that. So.
And, you got to be kind of impressed with the executive because he's really worked with you guys. I mean, he's been up front. He's been very transparent. He's told you exactly, the way it is and what he wanted to see. And, it's pretty impressive.
I would say thus far that's true. And my hope is that when we exit the consent agreement, in other words, when each of the standards has been met, each of the goals has been achieved, etc. When we exit the consent agreement, I hope that we will all continue to say that.
Yeah.
Because it really does grant the executive very significant powers.
Yes.
And, we hope that the things that we've been told are the things that are actually going to happen. And I have no reason to doubt that at this point. It's just that, human nature is you got to show me the money.
Right.
And so once it's done, I'm hopeful that the claim, which was that we could technically meet the terms of the consent agreement by the middle of 2016, and then one piece though that will be in the consent agreement is that we have to adopt a 2-year budget, and at the end of that 2 years, if the budget turned out to be real and there was not the overspending and that, items 1 through 25 happened, excuse me, then we will formally exit the consent agreement. So this process will take a few years.
Yeah.
It's not as though we're going to do all of this work and then in 6 months all of a sudden the state's out of it. That's not the way it's going to work.
Well, now, have you received a budget for this year already? You haven't voted on it, right? Is this going to delay it?
This won't delay it. We received our budget, I believe, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we also had our first budget meeting today.
Yeah, September, I think, or something you said.
Yeah, we have to be done by September 30th.
Okay.
And, the budget is inclusive of things that will likely be identified in that consent agreement. There is a number of savings elements related to health care, for example. And this health care and retirement is the overwhelming majority of the costs that they're going to be going after in terms of concession and give back and whatever you want to call it. So yeah, the budget and the consent agreement go hand in hand this year.
Wow. Yeah, you're going to be busy. Hey, I just wanted to mention, last week, we had Senator Knizek on, and he gave us a brief update on the county in your absence. And I had asked him a question that we didn't know the answer to, and that was, if the commission had voted on something other than what the executive had wanted, could he have overruled it or vetoed it in any way, your vote?
No.
Okay.
No, he couldn't have.
Okay.
And that's one thing about the emergency manager, the fiscal crisis statute, if I could call it that, the law.
Okay.
So what could have happened, though, is there could have been a political situation where the objective was not met. And I'll use as an example this. I talked before that we really don't have a situation where we would be a bankruptcy candidate.
Right.
So the governor is the last person that actually decides whether or not you meet the criteria for a bankruptcy. So if the commission would have decided bankruptcy and the executive did not want that, I'm confident that contacts between the executive and the governor would have led to the governor verifying that we simply don't meet the criteria.
Okay.
And then the state picks another of the three that are left and picks consent agreement. So at any point in this, there is an opportunity for the state to get its big thumb out, press it down on the government.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's a great question.
Yeah. That's a good answer too. Mike, you got anything you want to say?
No, just wish them a lot of luck because it's going to be a painful process, especially for some employees and retirees.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I will say this, though. As far as the commission, it's my opinion that the commission, for having selected the consent agreement option, the commission really removes itself from a lot of the, I'll call it dirty work, and I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
But the cleanup process,
Right.
really, the executive will need to make his shoulders even more broad because it is the executive that's going to be charged with doing this. The commission role is still relevant, but it's not nearly to the degree that the executive has.
Right. Yeah, his work's cut out for him now.
Yeah.
Everybody. Well, look, I have to congratulate you also on the primary election results Tuesday with 75% of the vote. You'll be facing off with Jody Rice White. She came in with 14%, I believe, of the vote.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pleased with it. I stated on Facebook for the entire world to see that, as somebody who is, born and raised in Westland, and I've served there for a whole lot of years, it was really a privilege to see that level of support for my candidacy. There were 4 people vying for that seat.
Yeah.
And so the campaign for the general election began yesterday, day after the primary election. No letting up.
No.
And my goal is to maintain and potentially improve upon the percentage in the general election. I'm re-engaged, so to speak, in the political process. I campaigned last year. I'm campaigning this year.
It's tough.
It was nice, and I was glad to see Mr. and Mrs. Chat at the victory party. That was very nice.
Yeah, we were happy to be there.
Yep.
And just to remind everyone, this is for the position of Westland City Clerk, and that's a 4-year term, correct?
It is a 4-year term. It is a full-time administrative position.
Mm-hmm.
And,
And I had asked
we'll see.
When Westland holds their council meetings, and it's on Mondays, so it doesn't interfere with your Thursday night co-hosting duties.
Right. There are some meetings that do occur on Thursdays that the clerk has responsibility for. However, the clerk also has staff that has various assignments. So I don't expect any real interruption.
Awesome. Yeah, because I've had people asking me that. And I said, no, he's assuring me.
They like me, or they're looking for?
Well, evidently, I guess they like you. They're gonna they like having you on here. So.
Funny.
All right. Anything else that you'd like to comment on, or anything?
I think we covered it. The most important thing in the county, we chatted about that. The most important thing, personally, in a political sense, we covered that.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, I was unfortunately I was not able to log in time to hear Doppler Tom, but if he's still listening, I'd tell him that we just had a month of the greatest weather in the whole world.
Yeah, Tom will take credit for that. That's for sure.
Because he takes a lot of gab when things don't go so well.
Some people are complaining. Oh, it's too hot. No, it's not. Our lawns are drying. There's no rain. It's like, come on. Previous to July 1st.
Yeah.
We had all the rain,
and
it was cold.
Yeah. We were just commenting, we're really fortunate here in Michigan, that's for sure. I mean, when you see what's happening out in California, that's just terrible out there.
Well, they got such
Yeah.
a drought that it
And the fires.
compounds those fires.
Wow.
And the only thing I can say is keep your damn hands off our Great Lakes water.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Because we
don't touch it.
We ain't
I
interested
would
in sharing it
support
with
that
you.
motion.
Yeah, you support that motion?
I do.
Okay. All right, well, look, I'll let you go then if that's all you have, and enjoy your weekend,
Alrighty.
and we'll talk to
Well-
you next week.
Great show. Glad to be a part of it, and look forward to participating again next week. See you all later.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, night. All right, so let's get in and we'll give the numbers from the Garden City election. I have those, I believe, right here. As everybody knows, the public safety passed millage, 1706 yes, 740 no. That's kind of what we expected. I wasn't really worried about that. I really wasn't.
The only time you worry
True
is
thought.
that people will expect it to pass and they won't get out and vote.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have a
and
lot of people just assume it's going to win.
and it was a poor, terrible
turnout.
I mean,
It was.
it's a shame. It's a shame. I
Yeah,
mean,
my wife and I were number 1 and number 2 in precinct 6 voting.
well, we were in precinct 1, and I was Cheryl was 106, I was 107, and precinct 1 actually had the most votes calculated for Mayor Walker. So I want to remind him of that again. But anyway, the mayor's race, Randy, the mayor, he did pretty good. He got 65% of the vote. Feder got 28%, and Wallace was 7%. Randy had 1,539 to Feder's 690, and Wallace's 158. So it's going to be between Walker and Feder.
You got to believe that.
I think it's going to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, because you got to figure that more of Wallace's votes, if all the same people
Will
vote
probably
again,
go to Feder.
Well,
I would
Feder will
imagine.
probably draw more of Wallace's votes than Randy will.
Yeah.
But the whole
But
turnout,
still.
will be a lot larger. So it depends on what all the other people come. in
Well,
with.
that's the thing. I mean, anybody that's listening, you guys got to get out and vote. I mean, it's your right. I mean, you need to get out and vote. And if you don't vote, don't complain.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
If you don't want to return to all of the arguments and negativity that we had on the,
The 3-hour council meetings.
before I got on there.
Remember those 2 and 3 hour council meetings?
And switch the majority back in favor of sanity. Then you definitely got to vote and keep these people working that are doing such a great job.
Right. I have to say there's been a little bit of negativity and mudslinging on Facebook back and forth between a couple of the camps, but hopefully, that's going to end and they'll run a civilized race. But
Just don't spill.
I did contact Mark Jacobs, who is actually running for council, and he's coming on the show in September, near the end of September. So we'll see where he stands, get to meet him.
There's
And,
only 5 candidates, isn't there, for the 4
correct,
positions?
Correct. Yep.
The 4
5 for
incumbents?
4. Yep. So
It'd be interesting to meet him.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him.
I'd like to meet him, and well, that's what I told him. I says give you a chance to get out there and get your name out there and see where you stand.
Yeah.
So anyway, the election went well, pretty much the way we expected. Richard did real well, like we said, 75% of the vote, and he got something like 3,300 votes or something. It was, of course, they had a better turnout than we did. But that's just so disappointing that the turnout isn't any better than that.
Yeah.
And I thought it would. Last time I think we had 3,000 voters, a little over 3. This time 24, a little over 2,400.
But there wasn't much to vote. I mean, you were going to in there, you're going to darken 2 circles, and you were done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
much.
Yes or no?
I thought
1 of 3 candidates. That's it. Boom.
Yeah, but I thought the safety millage would bring out more people. Actually,
Yeah.
really. But
Except for I think you called it in the fact that a significant majority of people wanted to maintain
what we have.
Yeah. And keep those response times low and efficient,
Yeah.
and not make cuts that
Right.
that would endanger safety and health.
Exactly. And a lot of grants have been issued out there. Wesleyan got a nice little grant. Inkster got a grant, a Safer grant. Someone else, who was it? I'm drawing a blank. I think there was one more. So, the money's out there, and hopefully, we can get our grant writers writing some more grants for us and see if we can get a share of that pot. Be nice.
Like you said, we got some good grant writers in the fire department.
Oh,
we know
yeah,
that.
Absolutely.
Monica Fulton is excellent.
Yep.
She knows
Erin's going to get going in it.
Yeah, she knows how to write a grant and what people are looking for to get proper attention and so forth.
Exactly.
And how to follow through on it so that you have a good reputation when the next time you come calling for money.
Right. And speaking of election, I do want to let everybody know, whether you're interested or not, I'm going to let you know anyway. After we got home from we went to City Hall and watched the returns come in, and I come home and getting ready for bed, I go to check the phone and ran right in the corner of the couch and broke my toe. So it's pretty painful, but hey, I'm up here doing the show.
So you and Wallace were the only casualties on Election Day.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. So I don't know. I may go and get it x-rayed tomorrow just to make sure that it's not the top of my foot that I did anything to, but just probably to be safe, I guess. But there's not much they can do. So what are you going to do? When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
So if you see me gimping around town, that's what it is.
You were never the most gazelle-type gracefulness.
No, I never was. To
begin with.
No, exactly. And now it's really hampering me. All right. I have 2 reminders. There will be no coffee hours
this month.
For this month, August. They're going to meet the second Monday of each month as they normally do, and they're going to be returning September 14th. So look for that. I also want to remind all residents that the next regular city council meeting will be held on August 24th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middlebelt Road, and they urge all residents to attend. Let's see. Okay, we got Joey's done, and guess what, Mike? You are up. You got some announcements there for us?
Oh, yeah, you got me a whole pile of things to talk about. Let me start out with the First Methodist Church's programs. They've had the first 2. They're on Wednesday nights. They're at 6:30. This next Wednesday, the Harmony Town Chorus, members of the Wayne chapter of Barbershoppers, will be performing. If you like barbershop music, you'll love these guys. You can't help but hum along with them. Then on August 19th, Charles Walker, a harpist. Sit back and lift your mood with soothing harp music performed by Charles Walker. His music is best described as relaxing and mellow, although interesting enough that you will not fall asleep, with a wide range of repertoire that includes classical, show tunes, religious, and modern music. You are sure to find something to suit your taste.
And these are all free, by the way.
Yes, they
These
are.
are all free concerts.
In addition, he gives the audience knowledge of the harp and illustrates its potential. If you're more in tune to mellow and classical music, then you have to hear Charles Walker, a wonderful harpist. And then they close out the series on August 26th with their annual ice cream social and music by the Big Band Express. There'll be ice cream to eat and dancing in the parking lot. Bring a lawn chair and make yourself comfortable. Mark your calendars and save the dates. We hope to see you.
All right.
Announcements. We've got the Garden City Soccer Club. Fall and spring registration is taking place now. If your child's interested in playing soccer this fall, if so, please contact us today. Sports spots are filling up quickly. We don't want your child to miss out. Sign up now. If you have any questions, feel free to check out our website. All the board members' email addresses are posted on there at www.gardencitysoccer.com. A vendor show to raise money for Florence Park in Garden City, Michigan. Please invite family, friends, and neighbors to this event, and then add the date to your calendar. Thursday, August 13th, 6 o'clock to 8:30 at 31735 Maplewood. The Maplewood Center vendors who will be present are Pampered Chef, 31, Scentsy, Paparazzi Jewelry, and Jamberry.
Mm-hmm.
Mark your calendars for the third and final Lucky Squirrel Flea Market event of the year. Saturday, August 22nd, arts, crafts, vintage goods, auto parts, jewelry, glassware, books, and so much more.
I believe they still have a few spaces left.
This is a free event. You have to come and see it for yourself from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 5805 Central Avenue in the Farmers Market Lot, Ford and Middlebelt Northeast Corner. Spots are still available, only $10 for a 10 by 10 space. Call 734-261-2830 to reserve your spot today.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the Garden City Public Library offers drop-in computer tutoring every Tuesday from 10 to 2? If you need to brush up on the basics, come on in and take advantage of this great resource. Library is located at 31735 Maplewood Street, Garden City in the Community Center. For your information, call 734-793-1830. And the police department is offering a free service where they'll take your old or outdated prescription medicines and dispose of them properly. Certainly don't want people flushing those into the water system. There's a box in the lobby to collect and properly dispose of potentially dangerous medicines which are no longer needed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that time of year again. Garden City Rotary is once again looking forward to packing needed backpacks for school children throughout the Garden City School District. Last year they packed 125 backpacks, and this year their goal is 150. Your donation will be greatly appreciated, and the kind of school supplies being collected include crayons, markers, rulers, compasses, pencils, highlighters, glue sticks, scissors, spiral notebooks, erasers, pens, packs of loose paper. Donation boxes are located in City Hall, the Garden City Library entrance, and the Cambridge Center. The final pickup date is Monday, August 17th at all those locations. The Rotary thanks you in advance.
That's a lot of backpacks.
Yep. Guardian Martial Arts is having an appreciation picnic. It'll be on Saturday, August 15th from 1 to 4:30. There'll be hamburgers and hot dogs, bouncy houses for kids of all ages.
Yum.
I don't think that kids of all ages bouncy houses includes you and me, Kerry.
No, I don't think so.
It's kids of all ages.
Yes, not seniors of all ages.
Yeah. With broken toes,
Right.
and arthritic backs.
I don't need no more.
There'll be American Kempo demonstration at 3 o'clock. No pre-registration is necessary. It would help them to plan better if we knew how you will be joining us. Guardian Martial Arts is located at 30942 Ford Road, Garden City, Michigan, 734-266-0565 or www.guardianmartialarts.com. American Legion Post 396 is having a golf tournament at the Warren Valley Golf Course. $100 per golfer, 18 holes scramble golf, includes breakfast, lunch, dinner, raffle, and much more. Proceeds are benefiting Siggy's Dogs and the Home Food Pantry in Garden City. Please bring a non-perishable canned good to donate. Register by August 5th, 2015. Contact Paul Kieslut at 734-776-8025 or our old friend Dick King at 734-564-7080. And they do have a $15,000 hole-in-one contest.
Yeah, that you or me have never seen.
Right. Yeah, the last time I played golf, I shot a 76 for the front nine and a 78 on the back nine. So I don't think I'm a threat.
No.
Okay, Garden City is in conjunction with the National League of Cities, and Garden City Hospital has a Healthy Kids, Happy Families program going Saturday, August 15th. Get covered, stay covered day. Walk in frustrated and confused. Walk out with a completed application and maybe even health insurance. We can help you with the Michigan Bridges and Marketplace websites. Walk in any time from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You need to bring your birth dates, social security numbers, and annual income before taxes and deductions for all members of the household. Legal immigrant paperwork, if that's applicable, And if you're wondering if you need it, then bring it. This will be at the Maplewood Community Center, 31735 Maplewood in Garden City. Senior Brigade, a Michigan Seniors Initiative on home repair and equity scams, where a lot of people are out there really preying on seniors.
Yep.
So this is going to be a chance at the Garden
Very
City
beneficial.
Library to learn how to recognize and avoid home repair and home loan scams, how to work with a contractor, and also tips on reverse mortgages. It's being sponsored by our Attorney General Bill Schuette at www.mi.gov Senior Brigade or miseniorbrigade@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Join the Garden City Kiwanis for our trip to the Motor City Casino and tour of the new Belle Isle. This is on Friday, October 23rd. You pay $30 and you receive $30 in slot pay. So
Freebie.
Your cost is essentially free.
Yeah.
All
Good deal.
proceeds to help the Kiwanis, help local kids. Come be part of the fun for a wonderful cause. Here's how to join the fun. Call Party Animal at 734-525-9777 or contact your local Kiwanis member. That would include Carrie and myself and about 40 other people, and tell them you want to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
The cost is $30. You can pay by cash, check, or credit card. The bus will load at Garden City Kmart at 9 a.m., and Party Animal will be having raffles on the way to the casino and on the way back. You can win a trip. Every player will receive $30 in slot pay at the casino, and the bus will depart the casino at 3 p.m. and make a tour of Belle Isle while the autumn colors are in season.
That sounds like a nice trip.
Yeah, it does. Please help us help the kids. Call 734-525-9777 to make your reservation.
Yeah, very nice.
Now, you must be at least 21 of age to participate.
Right.
These casinos have these fussy little rules. You know, you can't come in and gamble if you're under 21.
Yep.
Our guest tonight mentioned the celebration performance by Dance Express. It'll be at the Maplewood Community Center Gym.
Right.
August 15th at 1 p.m. After the performance, stop at the library to browse our new instructional dance selection of instructional dance books, CDs, and DVDs purchased thanks to the generous grant. Light refreshments will be served. Call 734-793-1830 to reserve your seat at the Garden City Public Library. And I got in the mail my special invitation to
we got one
Senator
too.
Kniesic's 29th birthday bash.
Yeah, we got one too.
Yeah, August 21st.
We will not be here.
I
You
will
can believe it.
I will, and although we usually have something family going on a Friday night, I'm definitely going to see if I can't con my
Cut
wife
out
into letting
and
me out.
go there.
Yep. This is at 5:30 to 7:30 at the Lava Lounge, 26505 Ford Road in Dearborn Heights. Contributions are appreciated. He has three categories: bronze for $25 contributions, silver for $50, gold for $100. No corporate checks, however. All personal checks should be payable to Kniesic for Michigan. And this is just an annual fundraiser on his birthday to try to keep David in doing the great things that he's been doing for us for the last 3 years. We've got a real gem here, and we need him to continue doing all the hard work he does.
Exactly. Yeah, and after all, you have to go and represent community chat for us. So
Yeah, I'll have to mention that to my family and say, oh, by the way, Friday night on the 21st.
I'm out of town.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, yeah, I got that.
That it?
Yep,
All right. That's a lot of stuff going on.
it is.
And not to mention
As usual, lots of great things,
In
many of them free,
Garden City.
happening in Garden City.
And Proton Club. Anybody willing to join can contact you.
Right. Proton Club is taking memberships for people who have a positive attitude and want to promote Garden City and the things that are happening in it that are very wonderful, and all the great volunteer stuff and just all the organizations that contribute so much. We just want to give them as much support and publicity as we can, and keep the local community atmosphere going of here's a community where people really get behind it and help each other and care about each other.
Yep. Community unity. That's what I
Yep.
like to call it. All right. Sounds good, Mr. Mike. And don't forget, Brenda's Butterfly Habitat's now open. They're located at Barson's Greenhouse, 6414 Merriman Road. She's now open now through September 5th, Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It will be closed, however, when it's raining, but it's a great place to hang out with the kids, grandkids, or just by yourself. It's all free, but donations are accepted. Check it out. You won't be sorry.
Did she just have to release a bunch of monarch butterflies because she had too many of one gender or something like that? I think so.
It sounds like, yeah. I heard something about that, yeah. Which is good because monarchs are down. The count's way down.
Yeah.
She's doing her part.
Their habitats have been so badly destroyed.
Exactly. And don't forget the GCBA, the Garden City Business Alliance, is always looking for new members. Any business owner interested in becoming a member of the GCBA, please visit their website at gcbiz48135.org. That's B-I-Z, biz48135.org. Or go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/Garden City Business Alliance, where you'll find all the information you'll need to become a member. Or you can call 734-788-9319. The GCBA meets on the second Friday of the month, and their next meeting is August 14th. That's next Friday at 6 p.m., and it's going to be hosted by the Golden Feather Restaurant, located at 29633 Ford Road. And that meeting will also mark their one-year anniversary. So we think there might be a little something special planned. Bring your ideas and some business cards because networking is what it's all about. The GCBA is talking about some great events planned in the future for the community. I can tell you there are 2 events tentatively planned for October, and you're going to like them, trust me, with more information to follow. So stay tuned for that. Why not consider joining and be a part of the moving our business community forward? All right, well, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast. Podcast.
Oh, by the way, you see my Detroit Tigers made a number of moves in the last week.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, let's talk about that. Wow. Were you shocked Dombrowski was gone? I was not really surprised.
I was a little bit shocked that it happened now.
Yes. I could see
knew his
the end of the
contract
year
was up, and they hadn't announced any extension or anything like that. So in that respect, it's not a surprise. But
speaking of extensions, Avila.
Yeah,
got 5 years, man.
Yeah, he got a nice contract for taking over. I'm sure he's not getting paid the kind of money Dombrowski was getting paid. But and you kind of wonder if he and Dombrowski have worked hand in hand.
Oh, I know.
And so it's not like
a lot of the same
you got
ideas
somebody
there.
coming in with a totally different perspective.
No.
So I don't expect a lot.
You know,
change.
one time Dombrowski's name was mentioned as commissioner of baseball, man.
Yep.
I mean, so, he's going to land a job. He'll take some time off, but trust me, he'll be back in baseball.
Yeah, one of the speculations is that he's going to follow Babcock to Toronto.
Yeah.
And you'll be at the Blue Jays.
Toronto is making some moves, man. They are really shaking it up.
Yeah.
But
they've caught Minnesota in the wild card race.
Yes.
So now it's
well, we're 10.5 out now.
Yeah.
Whoopee.
But it's nice that the 2 rookies of each won this week.
Yes. North. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives us a little bit of more stability to our pitching staff.
Yeah, it gives
our starters that have struggled all year long to find 5 guys that could actually pitch decently.
Yes, give them a little more incentive, and maybe.
Be interesting
now Boston comes in tomorrow.
Yeah, be interesting to see how those guys do. Norris and Boyd, second time around and third time around.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess that's it. That's all I needed to talk about.
Yep.
All right. Well, look, I want to thank our guest, Erin Look from the Garden City Library, for stopping by. It was a pleasure meeting her. She did a great job. Also, thanks to my co-hosts, Richard, Tom, and Mike. Great job as always. And also thanks to Holly and Joey all the way from Wisconsin for your gardening tips. And thank you to everyone who hung out in the chat room with us, and to those that will be watching us later on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate your support every week. Remember, the audio from tonight's show will be made available on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat shortly after we sign off tonight. And also on our show page at TalkShoe.com. Just search for show ID 82757 and look for the video of tonight's show sometime tomorrow on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/communitychatshow. Okay, don't forget, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And if you see something, say something. Look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, head on over to DrTomsWeather.com. He's got a great little website over there. And join us next week right here on TalkShoe.com, show ID 82757, when we'll be live with another episode of GC Community Chat. Veteran Richard Waldecker will be here, so that should be a good show. And I also want to mention that we'll be on vacation the last 2 weeks in August, so mark your calendars. We'll be back on the air September the 3rd. So it would be a great time for you to get caught up on any of the past shows you may have missed simply by going to our show page at TalkShoe.com, show ID 82757, and all 257 shows are listed for you over there in order. So on behalf of Richard, Tom, Mike, Holly, and Joey, this is Carrie. Take care, and we'll see you next time.